Hey folks, welcome back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. I'm your host, Daryl Martin, right here on TFNN, coming to you live on Tiger TV at TFNN.com, on your mobile phone at TFNN.mobi, and also live inside the e-Signal platform. And let's catch up where the markets are right now. I'm going to get up a market monitor for me real quick, and we'll go through. We'll also go through the news for you and what's coming up next week. Hopefully we have that all updated. And we'll be ready and hopping on each piece of that for you. One thing I want to go through is just look at some of the top news stories. We may do that here in just a second as well. So we'll cover those and maybe throw in a few lessons along the way on some trading. So it's, keeping you up to date, but also, trying to give you some education as we go. So right now, looking over at some of the top news stories, what we got going on, Wall Street. Sort of going a little bit lower right now with the weaker earnings and the GDP. We had the advanced GDP come out this morning. Came in at 2.3% on expectation of 2.6. So that's a decline in GDP. Not really a surprise, but it is being reflected in the market. And, over here, had stocks fall late in the morning on trading, today. And basically they said the economy expanded slower than was supposedly expected. Bringing up a chart on that, we'll see where does it look like right now after the afternoon session here, because like I said, we moved down, but it looks like we're trying to pull on back up. And you can see as the news came out, this is this morning right here, right when the news came out, and I want to say that was at 8:30, wasn't it? So we'll look at that. Came on in at 8:30 a.m. So looking on over here, right here at 8:30 on the charts. The news was released right about here. Had some oscillation off of it. A little bit surprised. Really not a massive change. When you go back, I always find it interesting to look at the news and then the reports on the news and what they blame things on. And sometimes you'll see like little to no movement on it. We really didn't get a lot of movement on it, at least on the Dow. On the Dow, we can see it came on down and it sort of bounced around. It did finally pull down to 0.7 deviations, and that's going to be pretty close to a 1 deviation whole move right there. It bounced off a lot of strong support from yesterday over there on the Dow, and broke through the ice a little bit with some pretty good volume in the process, but just had so many support levels. You can see all these little green lines, so many support levels from previous days, and it just kept breaking one after another after another after another. Created a few new ones of its own, started moving on back up. And into the volume areas, there was there was a lot of volume from yesterday, that it had to overcome, but moved back up into that level. And right now, it's basically done what we call a gap fill. This morning, it started off with a little bit of a gap on settlement. Settlement's this line right here, okay, and it started heading on down and did so with some pretty good volume all morning, right there. So the announcement comes out, and we had pretty good volume in the morning, but it wasn't going anywhere. It waited for the market to open up. The market opened up at 9:30. All of a sudden, it started heading down. And again, volume just, ever increasing until it finally starts exceeding expectations. Boom, 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 boom. And then it drops off. And this is a big thing that I like to teach people is notice not only the expected volume when it's exceeding expectations, but notice when volume drops, when it stops. Okay? Because we've had this volume increasing all morning. That just adds to... Okay, we're in what's called an accumulation phase, okay? And so they're gathering up shorts right here, waiting for the market to open. The market opens right here at 9:30. And then all of a sudden, as soon as the market opens, watch this. Market opens, all of a sudden that volume starts increasing, which we expect. Okay, we expect the market to go up, but the volume to go up in the morning. But it starts increasing, and then it hits sort of a peak. And then it doesn't go back above that peak, and that's right after we break through, ice, right? We break through that 0.5 deviation level, and we break through, support level, an institutional level. We break through a lot of different levels. It starts peaking off, but it can't bust back above it, and volume's still declining, and declining more, and declining more, declining more. Finally, we start getting a trend saying, hey, you know what? There's chop, there's potential long move going on over here. We're sitting right at all the support, right at this negative 0.7 deviation. Starts moving back up. Still not on incredible volume in the process. It actually bunched back up a little bit above ice right here, right above this 0.5 deviation level, with volume that's not exceeding expectations. So what we're really looking for now for is it to come on back, and so it butts right through there again, really not exceeding and growing. Looking for it to come on back up with a little bit of growing volume. Comes up, fails on that, comes back down, does a head fake to a lot of people right there. Finally, we get a long confirmed trend, and we actually are staying above volume, and we actually do get a little bit of exceeding it with a little bit of an incline in that process right there on the volume. Actually starting to improve a little bit. When that happens, starts running back up. Usually that's going to put our target right there, right around 17.7, or sorry, 17.7 would be the target. We're going to have to break through settlement. That's going to be the hardest level for it to break through. And we can see it right now. It's sort of going up and a couple points off, and going up a couple points off. So it's still going to have to really break through that settlement level. If it does, then the next level is going to go towards is 17.7 for the morning. If it's not able to pull that off and it pulls on back down, expect it to come right on back down to 17.6, right down here where the 0.5 deviation level is, where this whole battle happened, right there. Okay, and also where the low end of ICE profile right there has happened at the same time. So we basically have a couple targets. We got it right up here if we break through settlement. And if I was in a long position, I'd be taking profit right now. I'd care a lot less about that small move. And I'd be waiting and watching to see if I could possibly get a pullback. All right, that gives us a nice walkthrough on the Dow.